So, fellas, it's your lucky day because I am looking for a boyfriend. Yes. And with that being said, I have one little requirement. Just one little guy. Just one little thing. You gotta be rich. You gotta have a shit ton of fucking money.
Despite their expectations, women in their 30s and 40s are not having a good time dating. As a matter of fact, they are hitting the wall. This is a wake-up call. You're not going to want to miss it. Let's go.
This is the Boulder Zone, the fusion of masculine insight and entertainment.
This is Sparta!
Here's your host, Marco Boulder.
Welcome back to The Zone. I'm your lovable host, Marco. The big lie. Women today are slow to understand that the leverage they held in their 20s with men vanishes when they hit their 30s. The lies women tell each other that they're queens and any man is lucky to have you crashes to the earth like the Hindenburg when they realize they're not 24 anymore. The balance of power in the dating world has shifted, and they are no longer on top. Watch this.
Life has been more fulfilling for me since my mid-30s than it ever was before that. So just know that your best years are ahead of you and you are never too old and it's never too late.
This is probably the loneliest I've ever felt in my life.
And I'm in therapy and I'm in a codependency group.
I'm so done.
You have so much leverage and so many options, I can't even tell you.
When the check came, he asked me for $6.
Definitely think that I will stay alone forever. My God.
Never used a dating app in your life? Well, the good news is you're about to have so much fun.
Yeah, so much fun. You see, right off the bat, we can see why so many women are nowadays struggling in dating because they've been lied to over and over by other women, telling them that they are perfect goddesses that every man is dying to be with. However, the reality is that's simply not true.
And instead he canceled on me, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very hurt. It's just very sad for me, and I'm very sad inside.
You see, she's finding out in real time that for women, dating is easy when they are young, but it gets much and much harder as they get older, despite all the nonsense being spread on social media about how their 30s and 40s are their best times ever, because the women following this advice are having a seriously terrible time at it.
I'm officially done with dating right now. I deleted my apps, taking a break.
When I find that it's becoming too much or starts hurting my feelings or starts feeling like a job, I delete all my dating apps and take a break. And that's how you keep your sanity.
And he said, yeah, I already ate, but if you stopped and picked up some food, I'd eat again. Is the bar that low that you want me to drive to you and buy you food?
But nope, the bar isn't that low. She has simply been confronted with the fact that the balance of power has shifted as women get older, and they start finding out the hard way that if you are still dating at that age as a woman, it's going to be way more difficult to keep a guy interested because women always take any form of rejection as somehow a loss for the guy and never seem to reflect inward on how they might actually be lacking.
Men who are unable to be honest, men who are unable to communicate.
So I just looked at Bumble this morning and he's deleted his account. What is going on in this world? Absolutely his loss.
What exactly did he lose here? Now this is exactly the type of nonsense I'm talking about that women are constantly bombarding each other with, never telling each other the actual truth, and keep telling each other that they are simply perfect as is and that no change is needed at all.
Attract whatever you want and whoever you want just by being you.
Activate your inner goddess, your goddess energy.
I want a man that is going to provide for me, that's going to treat me like a princess, that's going to be loyal.
You don't have high standards. You just haven't met someone yet who is willing to put in the time and effort to meet your standards.
So I know that I am worth more and that I deserve more. And the thing is I am incredibly giving and kind and loyal and sweet and funny, and I'm emotionally intelligent.
Step into your goddess energy.
Right, please drop a like on the video if you think that TikTok is just running away their brains with absolutely terrible dating advice, selling more lies to women, and comment down below what you think. Now, this goddess mentality was working out great when they were in their early 20s, having every single guy drop to their knees to please them. However, as they get older and their list of demands gets longer, the guys that meet all of those requirements are not only having many more options to choose from, but they are starting to ask themselves, what do these older women now offer other than a smile and a long list of demands?
Tonight was the first official date with, I'm gonna call him Superman.
Well, that didn't age well. I think I'm being ghosted. Date 3, I wouldn't sleep with him. I actually asked him if he was emotionally available, to which he replied, no, I don't think I am. And well, it sort of downward spiraled from there.
Yep, she thought that she had found Superman. And to be fair, she probably did. I'm sure he was great on paper and checked all the boxes, which is why she decided to go out with him in the first place. However, he selected her as just one of many options, and that's why he bounced when he saw that she wanted something serious and he just wanted to have fun. This is something that many other women are finding out as they get older.
Because I assumed that we were exclusive, but I asked him if he was talking to anyone else or seeing anyone else, and he said, well, am I going on dates? No, but I'm talking to other women, and I was like shocked. Absolutely shocked, and probably really brokenhearted, because I probably could have, things could have gone great.
Now this one is actually hilarious because she couldn't possibly fathom the idea that the guy would be talking to other women. Now in reality, guys are usually doing a little bit more than talking, but she really bought into the goddess mentality that she would be the center of his universe and that dating as a woman in your 30s and 40s would be so much fun.
So much fun.
Yep, so much fun. Now don't get me wrong here, as women get older, they can still easily get many dates. That's not really the problem. What is the problem is that these guys that they actually want to date are going to put in less and less effort and are more likely to only be interested in a casual hookup.
In the text, he told me that he was still with his current GF, despite the fact that when he'd broken up with me, he told me he never wanted to be in a long-term relationship again. And then he shared that she has been with women before and has a threesome fantasy, and naturally he thought of me, and he wanted to know if I was single and possibly interested.
See, this guy had no problem sleeping with her, but he straight up told her, I don't want a girlfriend. After which he goes off and finds an actual girlfriend, who I'm assuming is younger than she is, and the fact that he even texted her about a threesome after he broke up with her clearly shows that he did not take her seriously at all. And this is a sad reality for most women who are dating as they get older or are dating after a divorce. However, the lies and terrible advice don't just stop there, because in addition to creating this false fantasy land of dating in your 40s, women are now also telling other women to definitely don't do things that men actually appreciate or look for in a woman, or you'll become a pick-me girl, which is simply breaking them down even more.
I am not dating because I just found out, thanks to TikTok, that I am a pick-me girl in recovery. All this time, I thought that I was so loving and so giving and such a great partner. And I am, if you're looking for somebody who completely denies their own needs and wants and is like a Stepford wife.
Yeah, definitely don't be nice and loyal to your boyfriend or husband, right? I mean, that would be an insane request. So this is the vicious circle I'm talking about of broken single women giving terrible advice to others who then become broken as well and will join them into giving more terrible advice to more women and sell more lies about the joys of dating as they get older.
Dating is actually super fun after divorce.
Yeah.
I texted him saying that I was done. I didn't hear from him. I texted him again saying, hey, are we gonna hang out? And nothing. And it was, I would say painful, but that wasn't the right word. I was living in a sea of pain.
Super fun.
I had no more heart to break.
Right, so much fun. Remember the Uber Eats girl who got ordered like takeout, being depressed about how low the bar was set?
Is the bar that low? Men, do better.
Well, this is what she actually gives out as advice to other women.
So number one, I think it's really important to have an older gentleman on your roster.
Okay, listen to what she actually says. Have an older man on your roster. This is the same woman who sat in her car crying that guys do not put in enough effort anymore. Geez, I wonder why.
Have an older gentleman on your roster.
Clearly, that dude was correct in putting in minimal effort since she was trying to date multiple men at the same time anyways. It's this type of delusion and having your cake and eating it too mentality that propels the lies that women sell to each other, after which they are confronted with the reality and run into a big fat wall. But wait, it gets much worse. Remember the dating after divorce super coach who was promising all of that leverage that you will have as a newly divorced single woman?
When it comes to dating after divorce, I just want to tell you, you have so much leverage and so many options I can't even tell you.
Well, let's take a look at how that actually plays out in reality.
Welcome to another edition of Disaster Dates by the Divorcee. The most gorgeous men I'd ever laid my eyes on came up and talked to me, and we had this whirlwind romance that was across the country until the point where he said that he never meant anything that he said to me and everything was a complete lie, and he says that to all the girls.
So what happened to all of that leverage? Well, I know, it never existed. Now some women see these clips and think, what a mean guy for doing that to her. But these are the same women who complain that men ghost them, and this dude was way more honest than he needed to be. He could have simply just faded away and ghosted her, or said, hey, it's not working out, bye. But no, he simply showed her the reality of dating as an older single woman. Which brings us to that very important and oh so controversial no-no word, or better yet, concept, which is simply that men prefer younger women, while women prefer older men. This is why women have it so easy when they are young, and can literally pick any guy they want. However, if they spend that time playing games thinking that the party will last well into their 30s and 40s, they will eventually get to a point where the balance of power shifts and men of their own age that they want to date are now dating younger women, and they will only date older women for some short-term bedroom fun.
And the pattern is when he doesn't need me anymore and he has somebody else that he can cling on to that can provide him some sort of like validation through love, then he says terrible things to me to get me to go away. And I'm just really disappointed in myself because I knew better, you know, but I'm also grateful for the experience because now I really know better.
She still doesn't know better. You see, this is just another one of those nonsense lies where they are somehow always grateful for getting into a disastrous situation, after which they start living their quote-unquote best lives. Like, I'm so glad I got hit by the car in the face because now I know better. No, what would actually be better is for someone to tell you the truth about dating as you get older as a woman, which is that it will become much more difficult than you were used to, and that if you don't stay in shape, eat healthy, and offer kindness and loyalty as actual valuable traits, instead of a long list of demands like some sort of dating terrorist, then no guy is ever going to be interested in you long term, and you will only get played like a little girl. This was The Big Lie Sold to Women. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos.
That, my friends, is evidence how we constantly hear women complaining endlessly about the scarcity of decent men. They're shocked when men don't magically appear when they decide to settle down. Out of frustration, they tell men to man up and stop avoiding commitment. They conveniently blame us for not meeting their desires. Meanwhile, the manosphere engages in a different conversation. They're discussing what's happening from the male perspective. They thrive online, exchanging experiences and seeking advice, and thus they gain a sense of control over their lives. They learn the dynamics of dating. And armed with this new knowledge, they realize they do have a say in their interactions with women. Today's unmarried women in their 20s have given men an ultimatum. They say, I'll settle down when I'm ready. Take it or leave it. This, of course, is their right. However, ultimatums can be a risky thing because there's always the possibility that the other side will choose to leave it. For many women, this strategic move turned out to be a tragic mistake. That attitude rode the crest of the dating wave for more than 10 years now. But today, this longboard sports of marriage chicken no longer carries them onto the beach. They thought they could have it all: a successful career, a carefree lifestyle, and then with a snap of their fingers, the perfect man, simply because they deemed themselves fabulous. But as they enter their 30s, they begin to realize they're competing with younger, more attractive women in their 20s. What an irony, huh? Their decade of power lunches and weekend parties and getting run through created a serious challenge for them when they began looking for a lifelong partner. And the problem is only growing due to the rise of movements like MGTOW and Red Pill. This number of women without partners in their 30s has nearly doubled since 1986. High-achieving 30-something women specifically appear to face the greatest challenge finding equally successful men. They dismiss the average Joe, adhering to the notion that they deserve someone tall and attractive and wealthy and highly educated. So they seek out the alpha males and rarely consider men who aren't as successful as they are. In their 20s, these females competed for the most desirable men, the high-value male, leaving ordinary men out in the cold. To them, these solid everyday men are about as desirable as a bowl of cold oatmeal. Many jump into bed with these HVMs in an attempt to seal the deal. What they don't realize, though, is that these men are far too seasoned to fall for the old banana in the tailpipe trick. So it's no surprise that data from several American colleges show that 20% of the most attractive males receive 80% of the attention and the sex. This leaves average men spending their 20s feeling overlooked and dejected. For the average male, it's clear that women hold the upper hand, often deciding men's fate with just a single look at a club or at a bar. They have countless options for attention and sex, while average guys go home to Rosie. Fed up with this situation, men join movements like Red Pill, learning strategies to gain the upper hand in the dating world. But more and more men are spending time overseas looking for real women to settle down with. These guys are what's known as passport bros. It's not a new concept, but it's gained attention due to the growing frustration from the 30-plus women who aren't able to find a man to settle down with. Due to the more traditional beliefs of women overseas, these men find women that are completely fulfilled by maintaining a household and supporting their man, and there's nothing wrong with that. These passport bros are even in demand by foreign women. Most of them are aged between 19 and 42. The floodgates have burst open for these guys, and good for them. Their self-esteem blossoms when they start getting more female attention than they ever dreamt of in the United States. But other males, unable to travel overseas and bitter about their dating options domestically, spread their anger and frustration in a manosphere chat room, behaving like jilted little schoolboys. These are what's known as incels, and they hate it when you call them that, by the way. I mentioned them before, but just to recap, these are males that are unable to attract women sexually, and they harbor views hostile to women and to the men who are actually sexually active. Their unhinged opinions make it difficult for men coming to these chat rooms for guidance to get objective manosphere facts and information. My recommendation for those guys and the incels alike: educate yourself outside the chat rooms. Pick up a book. Research reputable masculine sources for self-improvement and relationship building. Feel free to contact me if you'd like some ideas there. Since women in their 30s are often delusional about relationships, some men learn manosphere strategies to seduce and sleep with them. When they grow tired of them, they simply move on and block their number. Sounds shitty, right? But can you blame them when women have played the same game for so long? Which makes it amusing to me how shocked women in their 30s and 40s are when they struggle to find suitable men willing to commit. They're also baffled that the strong, independent, and successful mindset that they champion doesn't hold any appeal for men. Ladies, this is not what we look for in a woman. Then there are the ones that come out of failed marriages with a couple of kids and also expect to easily find their next man, only to find that he has no interest in an instant family. Regardless if they are a professional, single, or a divorcee, when the dating despair sets in, some resort to handing out the booty like Tic Tacs in an attempt to seduce that man. This may work in the short term, but when they lay out their list of relationship demands, he heads for the hills and they get bitter, fueling resentment toward all men. The problem lies in their unrealistic expectations. Generations of women have been raised to believe they can have it all and they're so special. They've never been taught that there may be a need to settle, not knowing that it jeopardizes their chances of finding a meaningful romantic connection. Surrounded by 9s and 10s in their 20s, they can't accept the concept of diminished value as it applies to relationships later in life. By not considering a long-term partner when their options are at their peak, women find themselves settling for Mr. Good Enough when their options diminish. And we all know how that ends. Now, this doesn't mean that they're doomed for a life of loneliness. As I said before, they need to get over themselves, then reassess their relationship options, and then re-engage with a more realistic perspective. Ladies, if you have a question there, feel free to contact me. I'll be glad to elaborate. You know, I think it's great that average-looking, moderately successful men are striking out on a masculine path of self-improvement. Whether it's Red Pill, a mentor, or another knowledge source, these men are moving toward reclaiming control in their lives. And if they choose to, they will be the ones pursued by women who will go all out to impress them. These are the men who actually experience the reversal of dating roles, where women actually seek their attention. Some of them simply enjoy the attention and continue playing the field, while others choose to settle down with the right woman in a traditional masculine feminine relationship. However, they have all learned to spot and avoid the women who resemble the characters from Sex and the City. You know, these women, like I mentioned before, who believe they're special and they're entitled, and who blame others when reality does not align with their expectations. These guys don't waste a minute on them. So, with a realistic perspective, some knowledge, and self-esteem, it can be a buyer's market for men. If you want to know more, send me an email or give me a call. info@boulderzone.com or call me, like I said, 820-206-8282. My website is boulderzone.com, boulderzone.com. You can reach me there, as well as check out some pretty cool, frank, common sense blog posts that will help you reach your goals. The next time you're out on social media screwing around, stop by, say hi, enjoy some sage and funny stuff there. I'm on all of them. Just search The Boulder Zone. And don't forget, won't keep you much longer. If you're driving, you're at the gym, you're in your workplace, you can listen to my zesty shows on Apple Podcasts. You guessed it, the keyword there too is The Boulder Zone. I want to thank FBE Capital for that awesome video I played earlier. A link to their channel is right down there. Before you go, please subscribe, like, and share this podcast with others that could benefit from it. Thanks for tuning in, and as always,
you know what to do. Get bolder.
This number of partnerless women, this number of partnerless this number of partnerless what the fuck? Oh, okay. Partnerless. This number of partnerless. Okay, come on. I'll do it this way. This number of women without partners in their 30s has nearly doubled since 1986.